Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy, do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy. The dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
You will bring the jury.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case.
Is that correct?
I didn't ask you to interrupt. Oh, for Trump's sake.
All right, welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I'm the Recovery Addict. I'm a teensy bit late, but I'm blaming the construction crews that blocked off my road, made me on the bike right around the other way. It was not what I was expecting. And of course, then I got home and I had to eat my lunch. So I guess it's all my fault. It's my fault. Welcome. Good to have you here, especially, let's see, Kim. Kim, congratulations first in chat this afternoon. Good to have you here. Welcome. All right. Let's see, I'm here. I'm back. I'm just catching up on all the chats. Just a second. Let's see. Anticipation has been building. Here's what I did. I was going to go to Chick-fil-A and get my free salad because I've got enough points at Chick-fil-A to get a free salad. I thought that would be a great lunch. And then I waited long enough that I couldn't get to Chick-fil-A and get the salad and get back in time. And so I thought, okay, instead I'm going to ride my bike to the post office, which I did, and I had nothing there as usual. And then I thought, well, maybe I should buy something in town. I'm like, no, these restaurants, I love the town, local restaurants, they're great. If I had half an hour, I'd do it. But I didn't. So I thought I'd ride back to my house. I thought, there's some faster food on the other side, some restaurants that are a little quicker. Maybe I'll just swing by the subway and so cross the main road, the stoplight and everything, 4 lanes of traffic. It's all fun. Got the sandwich, came back. Yeah, it took a little bit longer than I thought. And meanwhile, I'm pretty sure Mrs. R.A., hearing that I didn't have time to go to Chick-fil-A, is going to get me my Chick-fil-A lunch right now. So I think I have a salad waiting for me, but I already had my sandwich. So, all right, that's what happens. My desk is in the way. We'll leave that right there. All right, save it for supper. Yes, a good salad for dinner. On a diet, yes. That's why I had the veggie sandwich. So, the package. I forgot you guys wanted to know. I got a package. I was going to play and pretend that I didn't get it, and I texted Amber that I didn't see it. She texted me a picture back from the Amazon guy with a photo of the package on my front deck with me looking at it in the doorway. So I pretty much could not deny. It's time to whip out a good Scottish knife to open this letter opener. I mean, did I say knife? I meant letter opener. There we go. It was a perfect photo. It's a good thing I had pants on, Amber. I'm just saying. Could have been worse. Alrighty, here we go. You guys want to look at it before me? It's in here.
Hello.
Keep your gift a surprise. Unwrap your present before opening this envelope. Take the envelope out. I'll save it. Now, it is literally fully wrapped. It's in a little baggie, like a purse type thing. Not sure if that's cloth or plastic. Fancy. Let's see, how do you open it? Oh, it just uncinches. Orange paper. And a little, it's a Festivus celebration kit with the voice of Frank Costanza from Seinfeld. I believe it has a little pole and everything. 9-inch talking. 9-inch? I thought I exaggerated. 9-inch talking Festivus pole. I don't know how they fit it in here, honestly.
Hush.
Oh, it comes in pieces.
Now I'm trying to have court. Don't raise your voice.
There's a bunch of stuff. There's the human fund.
I think I'm
There's
about to catch a whooping.
a Festivus for the rest of us magnet. Let's see if I need to find the opening here. All right.
I'm not a cat.
It's now 4.5 inches. Let's see. I don't know why. It has a star on the top. I think it should be taller, but there it is. It's a Festivus pole with a little star on top. I think you're supposed to have a saying on there. There's an extension which is now living under my desk somewhere. Wait, there's a little tab on the bottom. Wait. Little plastic tab. And there's a button on the top.
Many Christmases ago, I went to buy a doll for my son. I reached for the last one they had.
I'm going to get a copyright strike.
As I rained blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way.
Okay. I'm going to get a copyright strike from this thing.
For the rest of us.
There we go. It's a talking Festivus, Paul. I'm going to set that up right up here. Thank you, Amber. We do have the Festivus celebration coming. I think I can see where the pole is. I'll get it after we start the live stream here. But got grievances? Submit them here if you want them to be included in the Festivus stream. Oh, now I'm supposed to read the card. Keep your gift a surprise. This is like a 6-parter, Amber. I have to do a special stream for this. It's just the receipts. It's the receipts. Let's see. Here it is. Here's the card. A gift for you. This year we're celebrating Festivus, and we're doing it with the pole. Because tinsel is distracting, it's a 2025 Festivus Miracle Boss from Jim McIntyre. Aha! Jim! Jim, I always knew you would come through. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. You guys are nuts. The Festivus live stream is a lot of fun. I will tell you, it's worth sticking around and coming and visiting us on the Festivus for that. Jim is real. Yes, proof that he's real. Court admissible documents, business documents, I might say. Thank you, Jim McIntyre, for the Festivus poll. What a cool dude. What a nice guy. All right, thank you, Jim. He who will not be named. All right, we have to go back to court, and I have some bad news for you. The bad news is that the sound is bad for about 15 minutes, which for us is whatever 15 minutes is at 1.25 speed. I'll do my best so we can hear it, but it does get better after that. So we've got to just buckle up for a minute. And these are the important texts. So let's see what I can do audio-wise.
Hello.
Hush. Now I'm trying to have court. Don't raise your voice again.
All right. Now that we've all been reprogrammed with the subliminal radio waves, we're ready for court to start. I think we're waiting for the jurors to come in. Let me skip a little bit ahead and see when that is. Okay, jurors are coming in now. There we go. I'm going to dive in for the poll. Now it's 9 inches. Oh, that is terrible.
Now, throughout that night, Detective, we talked about they seem to be in the same room communicating, correct? Did those messages go on for hours? And I want to highlight a few of the messages, but to save the jury from looking through all of them right now, what is the gist of these messages? What are they talking about?
The gist of it is they're talking about
They're talking about violence, the gist of it, these messages. You might be able to skip ahead through some of these. I might be able to read some of them for you if they put them on the screen as well until the audio comes back. We're going back to the UTC time. They're asking what these messages say. I'm going to try to read as many of them as I can for you. Almost around 11 p.m. I don't know how to do because besides be mad and do drugs, that's him. He also says, what? She says, do you want to go blackmail her? I'll go with you. I want to leave. He says, right now? She says, I'm sick of this. Let's just go. He says, you want to pack, right? He says, we stay from school tomorrow. Do it then. More time. Trying to keep the audio quiet in the background, but I also want to hear when it comes back. More time, more plan, more pack, if you really wanna. And she says, what if we did it really early in the morning, before day? I just want my makeup stuff, stuffed animals, clothes, and blankets, she says. He says, if you stay awake and make an effort too. She says, stop it. He says, yeah, that's fine. She replies and says, we're smoking. Bro, I'm saying to effing do something, he says. He says, we did last night. I'm going to be able to stay up. He says, you slept. All right. Need a driver, by the way, he says. I didn't smoke enough. She says, I didn't smoke enough and I was exhausted. I'm sorry. He says, bro, keep yelling at me and talking like that when I'm the only one with a reason to be angry. Like, dang, he says. She replies, tell me where we're going first. Shh, dude. He says, to Illinois, Caroline and Damien. Then a little bit to like 3 days later, we go to Scoob in Wyoming. Who's Scoob in Wyoming? Scooby. I was trying to get help earlier, and you said that you would just do it, and I was asking what effing state. You don't know. I couldn't do anything. Dang. She says, okay. He says, you could ask someone down to drive, if someone's down to drive across states for cash or for gun, but no, you can't think. He says, Caitlin's at door. Nanny left her room. They're right there, visible. He's able to see them from his hiding place.
Now, I want to stop right there. Throughout these messages, do Darren and Uriah, Tara and Uriah believe there's other people at home? And what do they think is occurring? What are they talking about?
So hard to hear this.
And at some point, do they also discuss believing they can hear multiple people in the meeting room?
Yes.
And from the investigation and from being at the home and looking at the case overall, was there ever any evidence someone else was in the home that night?
Was there ever any evidence someone else was in the home? And no. Feel her walking in the kitchen. She's back. We're scrolling through a bunch.
Is it fair to say this is what you talk about what they talk a lot? Right.
They're talking about hallucinating. Lots of text. All of these are on the 5th of February.
So here, what time sample was it?
This is 5:47 UTC on the 5th of February. An image is sent. It's a disappearing image. It's easier for you to get bus and train tickets and cheaper.
And what's being discussed?
It'd be easier.
I mean, you can generalize it.
I'm just saying.
And this is prior to things being killed, correct? Right. And what's fair to say?
Yeah, and they check luggage, so only. We're traveling with guns, so no she. They check luggage, so only concealed pistols, sadly. But good idea, to be honest. If we didn't have as many guns, like only 2 ARs and the pistols, we could disassemble the ARs and hide them on us, and the pistols concealed. I'm respecting the S out of your grandpa and taking them all, he says. There we go. Audio's better. Why are we hearing, like, water? What if we find someone who's trustworthy enough to hold onto the guns when we can trust till we come back down here? Preston's, but his dad's an a-hole. Cole might commit. Michael would sell them. Come back, baby, let's smoke.
This is right at midnight on the 4th, 40 minute bit. Talk me through a little bit, is that correct?
There you go. Got audio. I'm hearing a fountain, like water. Like one of those psychiatrist places where they have little fountains for soothing background noise. That's what I'm hearing.
And for most of this is them talking about thinking there's someone else in the house?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not going to read any of those.
At about 12:30 a.m. on the 5th, what does Uriah say?
I did fent again.
From your training experience, what is fent?
Fentanyl.
And then these next images are coming from whom?
They're coming from Uriah, South Park email.
Send a bunch of pictures of drugs.
And so all of these are coming in right about the 12:30 hour, correct?
Yes.
Is this also a video sent by Uriah?
Yes.
What does it appear as in that video? I can play it again.
Yeah. It's like a firearm, and looks like a firearm, and there's some drugs inside that container.
Can we tell what drugs they are, or just through your training experience, they appear to be narcotics?
It looks like it could be meth. What else?
But just to be clear, was that tested, or just from your training experience, that's what it appears to be?
It was not tested. That's just from my training experience.
Okay.
If we read some of these messages, it would get our stream taken down, I think. Some of them are pretty bad. We're only like I don't know, a fifth of the way into this Instagram chat roll. Look at the slider bar on the side. I'm not sure if they would talk to each other.
Is this at about 1 a.m. on Wednesday the 5th, correct?
Yes.
What does Uriah say?
You know what? I'm beating the shit out of her when we're done interrogating. Fuck it. Prison with bruises. She reacts to the message with an emoji. And then he says, bones will be broken in prison. Promise. I'll carve a Nazi sign in her forehead and a whore on her face. Don't care. Don't care if I carve a whore across.
Sorry, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
She says, his blood pressure would rise so bad he would shake and have his head in his hands when it was a fuck ton stress, which was a lot for her. He says forehead, and she says neither of you can beat the absolute shit out of her, though.
And what does Uriah say?
He says bad. Pistol whipping her too. You said it's cool. And she reacts with an emoji 2 times. And then he responds, well, the smell, and now we know. What the fuck is, she says sigh. He responds, the spoon in her room was black, right? Yes. Any blue burns? Metal, FS. And she responds with a video.
I'm going to press play on the video here. What room does this appear to be?
It's going to be Tammy King's.
And what is that?
Plate of, looks to me like marijuana.
And is that the same container we just saw with Uriah the night before the murder?
Yes.
this was again? This is like, this is right there, right? Yeah, what's that? Okay. No, I was just asking. Yeah, I was having to do some, no, actually, like, person in here. Trying to, and hear it, see if I can, I feel it. And hearing it for, yeah, I've been hearing shit for a day. For 3? Oh, yeah, because it was picked. So, I'm gonna watch.
Do they continue talking for a little while?
Yes.
I think they were delusional. They were hearing voices no one else was hearing. Thinking things were going on that weren't going on.
All right. What timestamp would this be right here where the cursor is?
Says 7:54, so it'd be the night before again, on February 4th, the night before. Or, I'm sorry. Yes, February 4th.
So if UTC is -6, what timestamp would that be?
5.
It's February 5th.
Right here.
Oh, I'm sorry, 1.
So it's almost 2 a.m. on Wednesday the 5th?
Yes.
And I apologize, I keep making you do math. What does Uriah say at this point?
You want to go find out with guns and me? She responds, no, not right now. I want to do what we're doing till at least 4 if you want to. And she says, if that's okay. Or okay. All right, I got you, gang. He says, listen to the wall. Someone's walking to names.
And we keep talking for a little bit, correct?
Correct.
What does Uriah say here right about 2 a.m.?
If someone peeks, everyone dies.
At about 2:05, what does Tara say?
Possible light.
Are you gonna do now?
These two just texted nonstop.
And just following the timestamps, are we still communicating moving into the 3 o'clock hour, correct?
Yes.
We're only on page 6,738. And there's a lot more pages.
All right, let's start here at 3:23 a.m. from Uriah.
He says, can I tell Nanny she knows? She knows, in quotes. I have an AR pre-aimed at the door. She says, no, they might run. She says, I want to stick to the plan as much as possible. He says, yes, ma'am. Double click, not us, or song. 2, then 1. Stare at door, listen to wall.
And then do we keep talking about these people that they believe are in the house?
Yes.
So at 4:25 a.m., what does Uriah tell Tara?
She's texting me.
And then he says at 4:25?
You want to blackmail her and fix the relationship? What do I say? She says, we both talk. We're both trying our hardest. I will understand you better. I will listen. I will stop letting my emotions affect. He says, what do I do? What do you... Just over on not ours, y'all's. What do you mean fix it? She says, I will fix the way I speak to you and I will fix how I react. He says, we will fix ours, I know that. What about hers? What do you mean let me fix it? She says, what have you told her? No, I didn't say that. He responds with the screenshot.
So who is it that the screenshot shows Uriah is texting?
The grandmother, the Tammy King.
Okay. And what is that conversation?
Want me to read it out? Yeah. How many adults are in that house with Aaron? Why are you asking? Because she hears two women and a man. That's B. Is that a freaking TV on? How would I know? What is she saying in person? That there's multiple voices and people in the house. She's saying she's not saying nothing to you. I'll talk to her. Has she even been to bed, Percy? Yes, she woke up and texted me.
And this is at 4:26 a.m. that Uriah is texting Tammy King, correct?
Correct.
And we know from his messages with Tara, he's actually in the house, correct?
Correct.
Wow.
And then we see him and Tara go back to talking, correct?
Yes.
What does Uriah say at 4:29 a.m.?
I'm going to kill all of us. I swear to God. She says, baby, stop. And he says, I listen to you. She says, baby. And he responds, and now I'm in the wrong. What the fuck? Faux-eyed foe. She says, no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. He says, check your door. She says, I didn't know I said that. I'm sorry. She says, it's done. Fine. Not done. But.
And then do we keep talking again?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And we see a couple messages about when I tweak. From your training experience, what does tweak mean?
When someone's high.
I want to move forward to 4:33 a.m. What does Uriah say?
I'm killing her at 5. No problems. Easy house till ride, right? She says, baby, no killing her, please. He says, okay. Blackmail. You don't say shit when we go in. Listen to the wall. Now. She says, I won't say anything. He says, doing? She says, I look because I heard something. He says, so she's out and in her room? Those taps? Not me, not you. She says, she's in the room. Okay. Sweet. Come here. How do I blackmail?
How do I blackmail?
Take her phone so she doesn't call the cops, and when we're done, what? She says, wait till she's done freaking out, threaten her.
Sorry.
Wait till she's done freaking out, threaten her to show us where everything is. And he responds, blackmail? Where do we keep our shit? Not here. No one we know or trust. He says, no ride, turn your AC on, fan 2-3, fan 2-3. Bro, what? She says, it's on 3. Then AC up, we're on. He says, damn. It's hot, or I'm pissed. I can't hear you. Why look in my direction this early in the morning? Fuck you want me to do for 20 minutes? She says, can you come up so you can cool off? The AC will be facing you. He says, sure, 1 second, sweetheart, come here.
Do we go back to talking?
Yes.
So we're moving into the 6 o'clock hour on the 5th, correct?
Correct.
And what does Tara say?
She says, all times I'm going to pretend to sleep. Like she comes in here, wakes me up, and I just sleep in. If that sounds good. He says, yeah. 6 chargers, sorry. She says, it's okay, baby. Hide phone light, dim screen, dimmest it. She says, dimmest it goes. She says, I love you. He says, I love you too. And he says, turning phone off. She says, okay. She says, I'm sorry, last thing do. I respond when she wails. She says, I'm sorry, last thing I do. I respond when she wakes. She has it to do.
Okay. And now we go back to random texting again, correct?
Correct.
And we're still talking about what Nanny is doing.
Correct.
Well, they've got him on the premeditated side. Premeditated. This is a lot of preparation.
All right. At 6:21 a.m., what does Uriah say?
I'm keeping her kidnapped. Till we got a ride. She says, what if Terry comes over? Like to check. I'm sorry, we would have her phone and can text. She responds with emoji. She says, I want to do that. He says, yetter. Door. She says, it's good, the door. She says, it's safe still.
And we go back to kind of these same sorts of text messages you've been sending all night, correct?
Correct.
All right, at 6:39 a.m., what does Uriah say to Tara?
We will handle it. If she comes in, I kill her. She says, she's about to be back. He says, okay, be ready. She says, can I blackmail her on drugs? He says, not yet. She says, what do I do about her coming back and forth? He says, say you're addicted to painkillers. I'm sorry. It says, say you're addicted to painkillers and jerking off all night. How the fuck I do sleep with a psycho like you?
Okay. And then we go back to kind of the same sort of messages, correct?
Correct.
What does Tara say at 6:43 a.m.?
Don't shoot at all unless she lays hands or something. She says, please. He says, I won't shoot unless she gets close. He says, block that shit back up. The fuck she on him? Put more there. And she says, okay, good. Can I turn big light off and turn lamp over here on?
Does it sound like they're talking about things inside wherever they are?
Yes.
Alright. At almost 7 a.m., what is Uriah sending?
Nanny thinks I'm on her side. LMAO. Manipulate the manipulator. She says, seriously, LMAO. I can't get words out. What the fuck? I'm sorry. He says, don't open it. She says, I'm not. I'm scared. He says, just throw Salem through whatever gap there is. She says, so I am very good. Now, he says, now if you can. She says, she's just flipping over. She doesn't go out at all. She says, serious. It sounds like she's just giving up. He says, good. Pile more shit. She says, okay.
And then we kind of go back to more messaging, correct?
Correct.
No, he says it's done.
So at almost 7 a.m., we have another screenshot from Uriah, correct?
Correct.
And what is him and Tammy's conversation?
If you're texting her, leave her alone so she can get ready for school, because if she misses that bus, Percy, all hell's going to break loose around here. I haven't texted her once. What'd she do? Not wanting to get up. The cops won't really do anything to you for it, will they? I thought that was bullshit, the school says. Yes, I can get in trouble for her not going to school. Actually, what the fuck? That's not your fault, though. No, it's my responsibility. She's under 18 to get her ass up to go to school. She just don't want to effing go. I'll let her know how to behave. She needs those credits.
And then what does he say at 7 a.m.?
She's about to die. Don't worry. Blood pressure being threatened. She can't take it.
And then what does Tara say?
If she genuinely is about to go psycho, then do it all now. But if she doesn't act as crazy as her craziest, then don't do anything. He says, yes, ma'am. I mean, she told me it's about to happen. He says, what else do I do, LMAO? Kidding. She says, I know, LMAO, but maybe she won't be too crazy. He says, I'm going to see what she does. She says, ask her what she's going to do. He says, then we confront her immediately after.
And just tracking the time, this is 6 a.m. on Wednesday the 5th, correct?
Correct. She says, if you want and can. He says, what time do I say the bus leaves? She says, I'm not sure. Did you hear her go back to her room? She says, if so, they say 6:05. He says, I did. He says, what'd she say? And she said, I should call the cops on your ass. He says, don't do anything. She says, okay, bitch, what they have to say about your med pills. She says, I'm that. She says, I promise. He says, you're just missing the bus. He says, that's all. Yell at her, they won't do anything, idiot. She says, can I said they won't do anything, you're addicted to painkillers. He says, open the door. Yes, say that. He says, why? He says, she's addicted and jerks off all night. She says, please no. He says, never mind, to the door. She says, okay. She says, I will say this. And he says, and that's why you can't sleep and she's insane. Don't open the door anymore. Put in pants, bro. Put on pants, please. He says, if the cops get here, just go to the living room so I don't get seen. I'll do something. Promise. But no cops are here. You're sober. She's insane and addicted to pills and fucks all night. She says, can I mention the foursome I keep hearing that day? She says, because that was fucking awful. Do I sit on the edge of the bed? He says, she's trying to get you out of your room. He says, don't go. She says, I'm not going. He says, do not go. He says, file more when you hear the door or something. She says, okay. He says, bus is down there right now. You'll be safe or figure this out soon.
Let me go back to messaging a little bit more, correct?
Yes.
All right. At 6:12 a.m., what does Uriah say?
Want me to go now with the AR? No, she's probably on the phone later. She says, I don't know what to do. What the fuck? I can't go to my dad's. She says, they don't even have the money, bro, and I'm supposed to live with him till like 18.
Do you know how old Tara was at this time?
Don't recall, right?
Does 17 sound about right?
Yes.
What does Uriah say after that?
Yeah, I know. When do you want to go interrogate? She says, when I know she's not going to be okay, I promise.
Is that middle typically a phrase for on the phone?
Yes.
What is Uriah there?
He says, she's calling the school and telling them you don't want to go. Okay. IFY. I got you. She says, are you sure that's okay? He says, she's finna yell about the room and shit too. Watch out. What's okay? Question mark. She says, fuck. Like when I want to go, like when I want to interrogate. I mean, interrogate, take phone and pills, whatever we can.
And just to be clear, Tammy's phone was not located inside the house, correct?
Correct.
Where was Tammy's phone located?
That was located at the 310 Houston Avenue, Lead City, Galveston County.
Which we know is right by the apartment complex Tara and Uriah were at?
Correct.
We continue talking for a little while, correct?
Correct.
Okay. At 6:18 a.m., what is Tara saying?
She says, when we get her phone, we will text everyone and say something like, I've dealt with her already. You don't need to come down here and pick her up. He says, I got you. Don't worry. Easy wins.
Let's move on down to 6:22. What does Tara say?
He says, should I text Mal and tell her to please not come get me? And I'm super fucking depressed and my mental state is awful right now. She's been genuinely having people over at night. I literally hear them and me talking to my wall. And when I confront her, she ignores it and acts like she has no idea what I'm talking about. When I have seen them and that I block my door in because I'm scared of her, I do not want to leave. I need a break and tired. I'm exhausted. She won't help with my mental health or anything.
Now, from your training and experience, is narcotics use something that can make somebody feel paranoid?
Yes.
at 6:30 a.m., what does Uriah say?
6:30, he says, your grandma's going to be held kidnapped first. She says, I don't know, just need to get out of here. Get out of jail. He says, door soon, maybe front or she's pacing. He says, yeah, LMAO, throw that away, that's her flowers. Wait, sit there. What does it sound like? I know you're overwhelmed, I'm sorry, but please be quicker. She says, okay, what if Terry banned them come, or my dad come anyway? Do I just explain what's going on?
And are we back to just kind of messaging again?
Yes.
And the combination of juvenile brains, heavy, hard drugs, and a bad situation. This is just a nightmare scenario. Blame the drugs mostly.
Okay. And then we're at 6:43 a.m. Tell me what Tara says.
Because what if family starts looking for her or some over, even though we text everything's fine? He says, she's only getting kidnapped, not killed. We good. She says, I know, reacts to the message. He says, I hear her, I think. I want to end her. She says, me too. He says, I'm so fucking gone. I'm not here. It's insane. She says, Remy, I asked Remy and killing and everyone. She says, ride. What the fucking...
Some typos.
Yeah.
And then we kind of go back to more messaging.
Yes.
At almost 7 a.m., what is Tara saying?
She says, I really need help bad. Do you have a car? We need to be driven to Illinois and then Wyoming. We will give you anything you want, please. We have money we can give you. We need to get away from my house. My grandma's insane. She does meth and heroin and brings creeps that peep into my room and meth dealers to my house to have sex with them. Please, if you can, we need a ride. We have gas money too.
Did y'all, from your knowledge, did you locate any heroin in the home?
Not to my knowledge.
And to your knowledge, did you find any other items that looked like narcotics besides that bowl we talked about earlier?
To my knowledge, no.
What does Tara say after she sends that message?
What I want to say is that good. I have not sent. He says maybe. What do I do? She says, baby, you're okay. 7, right?
And this is about 7 minutes before 7, correct?
Yes. He says, I know, but why shelter? She says, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying. They can't force me to just, go. We will be okay, I promise. She says, are you okay? Can I grab trash bags? Baby, should I go confront her? Baby, please, can we do this together? I can't do this alone. And he says, I'm here. She says, should I go? Look, I promise you're okay. I need you, please don't leave me alone. You can just sit there awake, I don't mind, please. I need you though, please. He says, what's up? She says, I need you here with me, please don't pass out. I'm begging. And he's gibberish and says, my mistake. She says, you can smoke. I can help you, please just wake up, I need you. I promise I won't fall asleep anymore when you need me. I'm not meaning to cry or freak out. And he's some
gibberish.
Gibberish is texting. He says, I promise I won't pat out. I'm sorry. Okay, it looks like T.I. He says, I'm just stressed, I don't know. She says, it's so scary and stressful. He says, in sorry.
Do we kind of continue going back and forth with this?
Yes.
Okay. At 7:20 a.m., what does Tara say?
If she's not on the phone, what do you want to do? I'm getting trash bags. Here. He says, okay, put all back, please. He says, thank you. She says, okay, it's Goose. He says, thank you. She says, you're welcome, honey. He says, can you hear her out there? She says, sounded like maybe on the phone. He says, bro, I'm awake. Just damn. She says, I can't hear words, just mumbles. He says, this is insane. She says, mumbles. He says, you. She says, she's definitely on the phone though, or using TTS. I'm committing. He says, dude. He says, ISTG.
I think it's an L.
Is that typically I swear to God?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. That was LFG.
She says, if she randomly comes in here, I can ask her who she called about me and who's coming over, if anyone is. You're going to be okay, honey. He says, no. She said, or he says, the fuck you sound dead. Sus.
What does sus mean?
Like suspect.
What does Tara say at 7:26?
I know I was going to ask if after I ask that and she gives answers, we could interrogate. It's fine if no, just suggestion. I don't know what to do since she called my dad or whatever. We can get an inner with her Vard. Uber with her Vard. Baby. Oh, forgot. He says, calm down. I know. Not far though. Not enough.
What does Tara say?
She says she has a lot of money on her bank card. Last I saw was $44K. He says, how much right now? She says, she def got more though. He replies, that's not now. And she says, we still have a lot. I know we do because she hasn't started being weird about money. And he says, you can go look if she's on the phone and she isn't, then I rob and interrogate. She says, I love you. He says, I need a big bag. Oh, I'm sorry. I need a big shit shirt. I love you too, darling.
And we kind of keep talking again, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What does she say at 7:34 a.m.?
I'm gonna go check.
Uriah
He
says,
says, don't open it too much. She says, no, not on the phone. And he says, you're sure? She says, yes, it's TikTok. He says, checking living room windows and alarm. She says, okay. So I leave the door cracked. Dude, leave. And he says, leave open. She says, check. He says, tell me when it's fine, then come back. She says, it's safe. He says, when I stand, open the door, make sure it's TikTok. She says, okay. He says, you hear? She says, yes. He says, okay, one sec. She says, right outdoor because I can't hear well from inside my door. I go check now. He says, go. She says, yup. He says, is it phone? She says, Talk Rock, TikTok. He says, let's move to back. She says, yeah, wait till they leave. He says, who?
and what does this mean right here? What's happening?
A call was made.
Between them still?
Between the two of them.
And what does Uriah say at, oh no, I can't remember.
3.
Thomas, get to
So we see a jump in time, right? So here we're at 7:39 a.m., correct?
podcast
Correct.
tonight.
Now when we get here and he says, let's move to the back, what time is this?
That's at,
It's 11:45, sounds right.
yes,
So we've jumped from 7 a.m. to 11:45 a.m., correct?
correct.
Okay. And Uriah states, let's move to the back.
Yes.
And what does Tara say?
Yeah, wait till they leave. He says, who? And this is the phone call.
Okay. And then at 1:20 p.m., what does Uriah say?
Murder charges go through every state with a warrant.
And then?
Give no one our location ever. She says, I'm not, don't worry. He says, thank you. Your phone isn't tracker. She says, no, it's not. Isn't. He says, I know. He says, your GED, your prom, our marriage, our kids, my family, your family.
And this is about 4 p.m., is that correct, on Wednesday?
Correct.
What does Tara say in response to all those messages from Uriah?
Baby, everything is okay. We will have a normal life someday, honey. My family was never really amazing. I only knew the people I talked to you about. We will make it together. He says, yes, ma'am, I hope so.
From y'all's investigation, during that 7 to 11 a.m. hour, is that when Tammy King was murdered?
Yes.
I'll pass this witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer, my name is Bill Ayden. I represent Uriah Urick, who's sitting here to my right. And going through those messages, I mean, it's obvious that both of those kids had a lot of animosity towards Greenwood, right?
Yes.
And that they didn't like living there, and they wanted to get out of there, correct?
Correct.
I mean, it's just obvious, reading there, that there's a lot of animosity. You're dealing with someone who's 17 and someone who's 18. One of those stories that we've had, people talk about for a long time. We've got two young kids who think they're in love and they want to get out of the environment that they're currently in, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's something that's been going on for a long time, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so, when you look over those messages, one of the things that struck me is I know y'all say you didn't find meth or you didn't find heroin, but why would they make that up? I mean, that's something that they put up there, not knowing that this was going to be something anyone was ever going to see. Why would they just make that up?
Calls for speculation, Your Honor.
It appears that there was some, at least, validity to an allegation that they used meth or heroin. Would you agree with that?
Calls for speculation, Your Honor.
Okay. What they complained about was she was using meth and heroin, correct?
Say that again?
They complained about her using meth and heroin, correct?
Correct.
Okay. They also complained about her having meth dealers over, correct?
Correct.
They also complained about her having sex with multiple partners, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So those are all three things that they were saying that they were angry about having to live there. That would not be a healthy environment for a 17 or an 18-year-old, would it, if those things were going on?
Correct.
Good. And I don't know if you know, but I mean, was there any other environment that they could have actually gone to at that point? Could they have gone and lived with another parent, or could they have gone and lived with somebody else?
As for her, my understanding, she has a father, so I would say that.
But I mean, presumably, Tammy had custody because she wasn't living with her dad. She was living with Tammy, and Tammy was the one who was responsible for putting her in school, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that means that she's got custody. If she's got custody, Tammy can't just go live with her mother. She's got to stay where she has custody, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and that appears to be a very, very unhealthy environment reading those messages. Would you agree with me there?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And I'm not saying one of the things you handled were right, but you've got situations where you've got two very, very, very young, what I consider kids, in a very, very unhealthy environment who just desperately want to get out. I mean, isn't that how everything reads?
It reads to me that those situations that you just said, in their opinion, was going on,
okay,
and that they wanted to get out.
And one of the other things that I thought was interesting is one of the things that Tara said was she hasn't started being weird about the money. So apparently they had a fair amount of access to money already, right?
Calls for speculation, Your Honor.
Saying he doesn't know. So.
Okay. But I mean, that's how that appears, correct?
Calls for speculation.
Overruled.
I mean, isn't that how it appears? I mean, for her to say that, it appears that they already had access to money.
It appears that she saw what she had as far as how much money she had.
But she said she hadn't gotten weird about the money. You know? You saw that, right?
I did.
Okay. And we also saw that apparently they also had access to guns before this ever happened. He has a picture with a gun on one of their videos that they did on that chat, correct?
Correct.
And they talked about some of the guns that they already had, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Anything further?
Yes, Your Honor, just briefly.
Okay.
May I approach the witness?
Yes.
May I publish Case 426 to the jury, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Detective Espinoza, earlier I asked you if any heroin was located in the home and you said not to your knowledge, correct?
Correct.
And you testified that that blue bowl, to your training experience, looked like meth or another narcotic, but we don't know because it wasn't tested, correct?
Correct.
Now, I'm showing you a page from 426, which is Ms. King's toxicology from her autopsy report. Now, in the positive findings, do you see heroin on there?
I do not.
Do you see methamphetamine on there?
I do not.
Is it fair to say that what's in there is some ethanol, hydrocodone, and weed.
Correct.
Now, Mr. Agnew also asked you about would that living situation that Tara and Uriah are describing be healthy for children to live in, correct?
Correct.
And I think we can all agree that no, what they described wouldn't be healthy, right?
Correct.
Now, as previously, were there any signs that there was anyone else in the home that night?
No.
And in fact, we saw the messages between Tammy and Uriah, and her response to him saying there's 2 women and a man was, that's bullshit, it's the TV.
Correct.
You couldn't
And I want to ask,
fit four people in that room.
even if
It's too crowded. Too much stuff.
what Tara and Uriah's paranoid beliefs had occurred, were happening, is that an excuse for them to rob and murder Tammy King?
Absolutely not.
I'll pass this witness.
No further questions.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. Call your next witness.
The state would call Agent John Miller.
The Instagram messages are pretty bad. Are we taking a bathroom break?
Everyone good over here? Okay.
We did miss Greeners.
Morning. Good morning. Please raise your right hand. Please swear to affirm the testimony given this morning in your file that you will truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. No.
Got a camel hair suit? What is that? Got your armrest, seat goes up and down. There's your microphone, there's your TV, water over there.
Proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Will you please state and spell your name for the record?
Yes, ma'am. My name is John Anthony Miller, JohnAnthonyMiller.
And how are you currently employed?
Yes, ma'am. I'm currently employed as a special agent with the Texas Department of Public Safety.
And is a special agent a licensed peace officer?
Yes, ma'am.
How long is it that you've been inside law enforcement?
I've been with DPS 22 years, ma'am.
And in order to become a peace officer, did you go through the standard academy and TCOL licensure that we've heard about previously in this trial?
Yes, ma'am. It's a 6-month academy that starts every law enforcement officer for Texas DPS. It's a 6-month long academy, and then you have continuous training throughout your career.
And within your, you said 22 years, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Within your 22 years with Texas DPS, what roles have you had?
I've had multiple roles. I've been a state highway patrolman. I started off my career as a patrolman. I did approximately 8 years, and then I promoted into the criminal investigations division. In my criminal investigations division, I worked narcotics. I worked the cartels along the border. I did a multitude of criminal investigations such as auto theft, narcotics, sex crimes. I'm currently billeted. My new task my task that I've been on is I'm on the Gulf Coast Violent Offenders Marshals Task Force. I've been with them approximately 12 years, and we go out and look for the violent offenders.
And so is the Gulf Coast Violent Offenders Task Force, is it all people from DPS or all people from Laredo? How does that task force get created?
Yes, ma'am. So that task force it's a multitude of agencies. We have Webb County District Attorney's Office officers from there, Laredo Police Department, Webb County Sheriff's Office, and of course the marshals and DPS as well. We've also had Border Patrol and Customs as well.
And how, as a member of the task force, how do you get assigned cases? How do you get involved with something?
On the federal, the way it works, the federal cases are assigned to the federal agents, which is the marshals. We assist them with any cases that are ongoing. We also bring state cases that are assigned to us. We also work those all in conjunction. We all work them together. We help out each other. As if I can't get any information federally, the federal partners will help me and assist me in getting information. Same way with us. We assist in any if they need any kind of technology, videos, drones, helicopters. We assist them on the state side. That helps get a lot of things accomplished. Versus if you're one agency, it's kind of hard to do if you don't have those assets. So when you have a multitude of assets, it just makes the case work so much easier.
So I want to bring your attention, or before I do that, where is it you are typically housed?
Out of Laredo, Texas now.
I want to bring your attention to the weekend of February 7th through 9th, 2025. Do you recall that weekend?
Yes, ma'am.
During that weekend, did you get involved in something that led us to be here today?
Yes, ma'am. We were informed by the Marshals Task Force supervisor that there had been possible homicide in the Galveston area, and that they possibly were traveling. Two individuals, two teens, were a male and female, were traveling to Laredo.
So when you get information like that, what do you do? How do you begin that assistance?
We start getting information with the locals and trying to get as much information as we can, name, date of birth, get some bio information on them, and then we start tracking them as best we can. The last information that we had received from them was that they had been traveling to Laredo. It was unknown how they were getting there. When we started our investigation, we usually start hitting the local hotel motels. And that's always usually a pretty big help.
And what day did you start looking for these individuals?
I believe it was the 29th, or 28th, excuse me, the 28th.
Does February 8th sound right?
Yes, February 8th. Sorry.
All right. And so that would be a Saturday, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you said you start looking at the local hotels, motels. Can you tell us what you were doing on that Saturday?
So on that Saturday, that evening, we started driving around looking for hotel, motels, just looking for two individuals. In Laredo, Texas, is very hard. It's not very hard to spot folks that are not from there. And we were looking for two Caucasian individuals, male, female, that would be walking around possibly on some of their which is a main strip where they have hotel, motels.
And so, from what you knew about the two individuals you were looking for, did you believe that they were going to blend in easily or maybe stand out?
They would very stand out. They would stand out quite a bit. It wouldn't have been very hard to spot two Caucasian individuals in that area.
And is that because Laredo is predominantly Hispanic?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, that Saturday night while you're looking around, do you locate those individuals Saturday night?
No, ma'am, we did not. We followed up the following morning with a hotel at the Motel 6, I believe, and we had spoken to the clerks to see if they had seen these two individuals. By this time, I think we had received a picture, and they had informed us that yes, these two individuals had been here at this hotel, but had already left.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
They were looking for the two white people in Laredo. That's what I basically heard from them as well. They stand out a little bit.
Do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How is it you recognize it?
That was the photo that was presented to us by the clerk at that time.
From that motel?
Yes, ma'am, from the Motel 6.
Your Honor, statements to admit States 477 having tendered to opposing counsel.
No objection.
Case 477 will be admitted.
And may I publish, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
All right, Special Agent Miller, what are we looking at here?
These are the two individuals that we were looking for at the time, and that was I can't see the time and date that's on there. Yes, that's on the 9th, approximately 11:20 a.m.
And what information did you have about these individuals at this point?
At this time, we were still just under that there was a homicide committed. We didn't know they were working on warrants, I believe, at the time, and or no, there was a warrant issue. I can't remember what it was for, and that's what we're using for probable cause to detain and arrest.
So you knew there was involvement in a homicide, but you were stopping them for a different warrant that they had, correct?
Correct.
And did you know their names?
At the time, it was, I can't remember their full names. It was Uriah, Urick, and the young lady, I can't remember at this time.
Tara.
Sorry.
Does Tara King sound familiar?
Miss King, yes. Miss King, yes.
And are you able to tell from this photo which individual is Uriah and which individual is Tara?
The gentleman on the right facing us is Uriah, and Miss King is the young lady on the left.
So once you obtain this image from Motel 6, what do you do next?
We continued to search. We had multiple units that were out assisting since we're a task force. There's plenty of us. We also had a group, we're working Operation Lone Star as well, so we had multiple DPS criminal investigation units that were out as well. I put out the information that these individuals are going to be out here in this area that they have been seen. On the 9th, we ended up, one of the lieutenants ended up IDing 2 individuals I believe that were Miss King and Mr. Urick. Urick. So we ended up setting up, it was by the Dollar General in the open area that they were sitting outside. So we all showed up as a team, and we positively identified the 2 individuals. At that time, we approached them, and we took them into custody at that time.
Now, when you took them into custody, were there also photos that were documented?
I believe, yes.
And you observed the 2 individuals that day?
Yes, I was there. Yes, ma'am, I was there, and I observed them. We took them into custody, and there was multiple weapons that we had picked up, and a couple of items that were on their persons.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Special Agent, I'm approaching you with what's been marked as states 438 to 449. If you would take a look through these documents, just let me know if you recognize them.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. And do they appear to have been altered in any way other than the state sticker?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, a state moves to admit states 438 through 449, having tendered to opposing counsel.
No objection.
Those will be admitted?
And may I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
Special Agent Miller, who is this that we're looking at here?
That's Miss King. These are the photos that I took. Yes, that's Miss King.
And who is this?
That is Mr. Urick.
And so you said stage 439 is Mr. Urick. Do you see the same Mr. Urick in the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Can you please identify him by where he's seated and the item of clothing?
There's a gentleman here to the left of me, in front of me, wearing a green collared shirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect this witness has identified the defendant?
The record will so reflect.
What are we looking at here in stage 440, sir?
So these were 2 weapons that were taken off these 2 individuals. The top one, they're both 22 caliber weapons. They were found in a backpack. The pistol, I believe we took it off of him. I can't remember exactly, but I know I grabbed the backpack and the 22 pistol. It looks like a rifle was in the backpack, and the knives were in the backpack.
Is this a better photo of those knives?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And in stage 443, what are we looking at?
Those are multiple magazines. There was the 2 magazines on the bottom. We didn't know what those belonged to, but I know the ones at the top belonged to the Victory pistol, the silver pistol.
And when you say you don't know what they belong to, what's the difference between these 2 bottom ones and the 3 top ones?
Caliber,
So
bottom
my
two
memory
nines.
is correct. I believe they belong to a 9mm, which these 2 weapons were 22 caliber. So those rounds were not fit in that weapon.
So they're fair to say that they had ammunition but not a gun to match on.
Correct.
And in stage 444, what are we looking at here?
So those are rounds that were picked up that were located in the backpack. So these rounds here
Those are 22.
would fit the 2 weapons that were located on them.
22.
And in stage 445, what is this that we're observing?
We found that in the backpack as well. It looked like a crack pipe where they would smoke crack cocaine or any other substance, criminal substance.
And is that something you know from your experience with the narcotics division?
Yes, ma'am.
Similar question, what are we looking at in States 446?
So what that is it's called a grinder, where they would put marijuana in and they twist it and they grind it up. So when they want to smoke it, they can roll it up. It makes it easier for them to smoke.
And what do we have in 449?
Those are cell phones that were also located on their person.
And then lastly, in States 448, what are we looking at?
When we stopped them, this was all the currency that they had on them.
And was it a few dollars or many dollars, or do you recall?
I didn't take account. It was just I want to say maybe a couple $100. I didn't count it all. The way it was collected, the way I took the pictures, the way I turned it over to the detectives.
Okay. Marked to States 421 and was admitted through Galveston County Sheriff's Office. Are those the same bags in which you pulled that stack of money from?
Yes, ma'am.
And so from glancing at that, I'll kind of pose that question again since it's unrolled now. Is this a few dollars? Kind of what are we looking at?
That's a couple $100. I can give you an exact amount now.
And all of these bills are 100s?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, once you apprehended Miss King and the defendant, what was the next step that you did?
Once we apprehended them, we brought them into the DPS office just to fill out paperwork that we needed to submit to the jail. At that time, the paperwork was filled out and immediately transported to Webb County Jail.
When you fill out the paperwork, is that just you documenting everything that you located and who they were and things of that sort?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Special Agent Kennedy, what's been marked as States 437 and 436. Can you let me know if you recognize these documents?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you recognize them?
So these are documents that whenever we as law enforcement officers, if we seize any weapon systems, narcotics or anything, we have to present the owners a copy of the seized property. And this other one is myself releasing the seized property to the other law enforcement agency.
And that was Galveston County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, statement, or have they been changed or altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, statements to admit States 436 and 437.
No objection.
436 and 437 will be admitted.
And may I publish, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
Alright, sir, will you please just kind of go through items 1 through 8 and let me know what property you documented and turned over to Galveston?
Yes, ma'am. So the information, I printed everything was the Kel-Tec, the submachine pistol, the Victory 22 caliber pistol. There was a clear plastic baggie believed to be methamphetamine. There was the container of green leafy substance, which was the marijuana. One black, one gray, and one red cell phone.
I like how he says that.
Old currency. We didn't take account. We had the pocket knives and the box of medicine bottle full of 22 caliber ammunition.
And in States 46, is this you releasing it to Galveston County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, ma'am. That's what it is. She signed at the bottom.
And that was Detective Hudson, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
After you released all the information to Detective Hudson, Did you have anything further to do with this case until we got to trial?
No, ma'am. I didn't do anything else. We tried to get a copy of the video from the Motel 6, but by the time we got there, it had already been deleted.
Is that why we just have the screenshot?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll pass this witness, Uriah.
No questions.
Thank you, sir. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Excuse me.
Call the next witness. Okay, take a quick break.
All last for the jury.
We're rapidly catching up with all these breaks, but we'll take it. There we go. Break's
Back
over.
on the record, all parties are present. Call the next witness.
State calls Gerardo Madrosa.
Gerardo? Tonight, 8 o'clock on this channel, we have a podcast. Thomas and I are going to be here. We're going to give away some memberships, some gifted memberships. So if you hope to receive one, plan on being here. Starts at 8 p.m. right here on this channel.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, sir. Can you please state your name and spell it for the record?
Gerardo Madrazo.
And can you spell it, please?
Gerardo. My last name is Madrazo, Madraco.
And where are you currently employed?
Webb County Sheriff's Office,
And where exactly is Webb County?
Laredo, Texas.
And what position do you hold in the Webb County Sheriff's Office?
I'm a sergeant at the jail, and I'm the custodian of records.
So let's start with your role as sergeant in the jail. What are your duties as sergeant?
I'm in charge of the intel department, the recordings of the phone calls, and I'm also in charge of the whole jail. I'm next to the captain.
Okay. And as part of your duties as custodian of record, are they different in any way as sergeant, or are they kind of combined into one role?
They combine.
Okay. So, how long have you been a deputy at Webb County Sheriff's Office?
I've been working for 14 years.
And did you start in Webb County?
Yes.
What training and education did you get in order to get a job at Webb County Sheriff's Office?
I went to the academy, and I have been going to the trainings. I have 8,000 hours of training.
So are you a licensed peace officer?
No, sir. I'm a correction officer.
Okay. Can you explain to the jury the difference between those two?
Well,
in regards to their duties in the sheriff's office?
The deputies are working outside on the highways. The corrections officers work at the jail.
Okay. So it'd be fair to say that the licensed peace officers in the sheriff's office they bring people to the jail while the corrections officers are monitoring them in the jail.
That's correct.
Okay. Does the Webb County Jail have the ability to make phone calls from the inmates to make phone calls?
Yes.
Do you screen calls made by the inmates in the Webb County Jail?
Yes, we do.
Are those phone calls recorded by the Webb County Sheriff's Office?
They're recorded by an outside company. It's Smart Communications. We hired them.
Okay. Can you say the company's name one more time?
Smart Communications.
Okay. What, if you know, how does the Smart Communication system work?
They work, basically they record the whole calls from the inmates at the jail, and they keep them in their system, and we also have access to them.
Okay. Are the inmates provided any kind of notification that their phone calls are recorded?
Yes, they do.
And what kind of notification do they get?
Before they make the phone call, they get a recording saying that every call that they made is being recorded.
Now, is there any system that either SMART or the Webb County Sheriff's Office uses to identify the inmate making those calls at any given time?
Yes.
What is that system?
Whenever they're booked at the jail, they provide their voice, and they provide a special PIN for each individual.
And is there a record created when an inmate makes a phone call?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
All right, Sergeant, I'm going to show you what has been marked as states 451. Without getting the details, just do you recognize it?
Yes.
And what is it generally?
There are two phone calls that the inmate made.
And which, well, before I go into that, let me ask you this. Does it appear to be tampered or altered with in any way?
No.
Is it a fair and accurate depiction of the events that are reported?
Yes.
And is this record made in the regular course of business of the Webb County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
Around this time, the state would move to admit states 451 and the President Council. No objection.
States 450 and 451 will be admitted.
And may I vote?
Yes.
So just to quickly show the jury, which inmate or detainee is this record reflecting?
It's to Urick.
Uriah, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how long were each of these phone calls?
They were 5 minutes long.
And were they made to the same number or different numbers? Two. Okay.
Yeah, they're made to the same number.
And they appear to have been made in rather rapid succession, one beginning about 2 minutes after the first one ended?
That's correct.
So were you able to locate those recordings that we just saw in that document?
Yes, sir.
Have you listened to that recording?
Yes.
I should say, have you listened to both recordings?
Yes, I have.
Your Honor, may I approach once more?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as States Exhibit 450. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
And what is it?
They're both phone calls that were made at the Webb County Sheriff's Office.
And having listened to them, do they appear to have been tampered or altered with in any way?
No, sir.
Are they the true and accurate recordings of the phone calls that took place on those days?
Yes.
All of those times. Your Honor, this time the state would move to admit States 450 and tender to opposing counsel. No objection.
States 450 will be admitted.
May I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
No idea what's going to be on these.
So pausing the recording at 18 seconds, just very briefly before we listen to the whole thing, Sergeant, are you familiar with Urick's voice?
Yes.
And is that voice, the male voice we heard on the recording, Urick's voice?
Yes, sir.
Resuming the recording at 18 seconds.
Are you okay?
I can't hear.
Jay what? J-A-Y-O-N-A. Oh, hold on.
She asked her grandma. He said yes. And he said I made a choice.
What?
They're a really good lawyer.
Don't worry about you. Like.
His voice is just flat. Most likely going to federal for carrying weapons. Don't worry, Mom.
Uriah, I mean, if someone's happy, I mean, we could help you out with maybe you could crappy motel down the street, y'all could waiter and waitress. This call will be terminated in 2 minutes. Okay. Only we do it if okay? There's a lot of other options. There was. And the moment there was time. It was rushed. Everything was scary. There was nothing. What about Tara? She's here too. She has drugs for credit and drug misuse. I don't know if she's going to get a charge from carrying one like that tonight. But if she does, she calls it from the federal. I'm going to get me transferred to Dallas County, most likely.
It's just a flat voice. Like zero emotion.
They're not going to keep you there. They're going to bring you home. They're bringing you here. Yeah. Well, I told them no matter what age you are, I'm involved. I'm going to be involved. This call will be terminated in 1 minute. Because I'll come to you. I won't be here. You understand? I know. Look, I love you. It's 5 hours, 58 minutes. I love you. How about you? They're bringing you home pretty quick, actually, once they get done with their papers. They're regular. Yeah, okay. I love you. Just call me whenever you can, okay? I will. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Don't say goodbye. I'll see you. You better. No, you take care of all of the terminate because you're going to
Wow.
Okay, so Sergeant Madrazo, before we play that second recording on this flash drive, I want to ask you a couple questions about the first one. How would you describe the defendant's, Urick's emotional state on the phone call?
Flat.
Was he calm, or was he emotional or remorseful, or how would you describe it?
He was calm.
Did he express any remorse for anything that he had done?
No.
What would you say was his primary concern on the phone call?
Getting a lawyer.
Getting an attorney.
Did it appear that his mother had more concern for his personal safety than he did?
Yes, apparently it is.
Then we will play the second recording on State's exhibit.
He said there were a lot of options, but in the moment, there were none. I made a choice.
Hey. I just want you to take care of yourself, because no matter what's going on or where you're going to go or how long you're going to be there, I still want to be able to talk to you, to come see you. Do you understand?
Yes, I asked about third
anybody, you know how
I got you.
You know that.
My commissary here when I go. I have cash on me. Make sure that the $5,000 in evidence gets put into Tara's commissary. Split it 2,500, 2,500.
If it was something that you was taken, they won't give
No, I know the $5,000 was taken for the evidence, but it was. I mean, the cash out of my pocket was in my pocket. That one was just in my handbag. It doesn't really make sense to take that, but you know.
He thinks he gets $5,000 in commissary.
So I don't know, but that would make you $220. And ramen here is $2, so that's expensive. But I'll be good. I have food. They're about to give me food, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fed. Just keep in contact with this jail, Webb County Jail in Laredo.
Webb County Jail, Laredo.
Make sure you contact Jam, please. That's my best chance. It's gonna be a lot of money. It's gonna be like $10,000. But Jam, that lawyer, please remember that. He's
J-Oma.
Yeah, Jam. Also, capital murder is above first, second, and third.
I know.
Federal.
I know.
I don't know how they put me on that, but they did. Never had any other charges before, not strong ones.
I'm not really sure. They said the captain, they still had evidence to go through, and that usually takes a couple of months.
There was meth that I had to smoke in order to stay the first night, and the Mexican mafia guy made me take it. I had to hit the bowl. Spurbo wasn't an undercover. So,
What?
I had to hit a meth pipe. The Spurbo wasn't an undercover my first night. So they found
Your first night of what?
staying here. Been here for 34 days. And yeah, so they had that. It's like under a gram, but that's state, not federal. And then there was a Keltec 2000, which is a semi-automatic carbine rifle, 9mm. That was federal.
This call will be terminated in 2 minutes.
An S&W 22 Victory pistol competition, which was
Uriah,
that's
do not get into trouble in there anywhere. You understand? Do not get in with people.
Dad walked me through this. I know. Okay. I know. I've done everything in the community so far.
No selling commissary, no nothing like that. No dealing. People fight over that shit.
I know. Stick to myself. Don't pick any buttons. I'll be fine, Mom. You know I'm crafty.
I know, but that can also get you in trouble.
I'm gonna be in federal, Mom. I'm gonna be in protective custody. Okay? I'm gonna be in PC. Okay?
Until they put you in prison with a bunch of murderers.
No, Mom. Federal prison is where I'm going. Period.
And this call will be terminated in 1 minute.
Like that's the charges.
You're gonna be alone.
No, I'm not gonna be alone. I'm gonna be in protective custody and then eventually Gen Pop. I'm gonna be in Gen Pop eventually, but I'm going protective custody first, so you can at least know I'm safe.
So you've been in Laredo jail for 4 days?
No, I've been in Laredo 4 days, just got the job. Yeah, I was smart about it for most of it. But they recognized me because they submitted the warrant to U.S.-wide, and I U.S.-wide statewide.
Yeah.
You know, and then somebody recognized me and 4 people with pistols ran up on me, so. Hey, call's gonna be terminated soon. So I love you, and
I love you.
I will see you again.
Okay, call me.
Yeah. No, you can call the jail. I can't call you. It's not free.
Okay.
Make sure to check on Tara King, okay?
This call will be terminated because it exceeded the
He thinks he's going federal. He's not. Hey, don't break it.
So, Sergeant, in that second phone call, what appeared to be to you the defendant's primary concern?
Basically, like the first one, he was concerned about the attorney that she better contact the attorney and get him to help him.
And he also appeared to be concerned about his commissary account?
Yes. He went to divide that money into him and the girlfriend.
Now, can you explain to the jury what a commissary account is?
The commissary is it's money that is deposited to your account and you can buy products from that we sell inside the jail.
And like what kind of products? Just
hygiene and like candies or cereals.
Ramen.
Now, he also made the comment on that call about how he had to smoke meth to prove he wasn't undercover. Do you allow people to smoke meth at the Webb County Jail?
No.
Are there procedures in place to make sure narcotics do not enter into the jail?
Yes.
And to smoke meth.
Being started over the jail, are you aware if they were following?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
He's lying to his mom.
The last thing I want to address, it might seem like a silly question, but is the court we're in here today, is this a federal court or a state court?
State court.
Pass it, Mr.
Mr. Agnew?
No question.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. Is he released from his subpoena?
Thank you.
Okay, you are released from your subpoena. Thank you, sir. Call your next witness.
Wow.
State would call Raymond Tyler.
So, in addition to not being experienced in crime, his lack of knowledge about the laws and about what he was being charged with, he had an incorrect opinion or idea of what was going to happen to him, thinking that it was going to be federal. Felony does not necessarily mean federal. They probably threatened federal, but the feds didn't have any part of this that I know of. Thinking that he could keep the $5,000 because he had it in his pocket when he was arrested, even though he knew it was taken from the scene. Wanted $2,500 on his commissary and $2,500 on Tara's, and then told mom it was going to cost a lot for bail.
Thank you, Judge.
For a lawyer.
Okay, Deputy Tyler, could you please state and spell your name for the record?
Raymond Tyler, RAYMOND,
And how are you currently employed?
I work at the Galveston County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you worked at the Galveston County Sheriff's Office?
9 years.
Have you kind of give us an idea of what your career history looks like? So when you first got your job, how old were you and what did you do up into becoming a jailer?
I was 25 when I started working there. Before I worked there, I worked at Texas City Police Department briefly. Before that, I worked at a grocery store. That's about it.
I was bagging groceries.
So how long have you been involved in law enforcement, beginning at that Texas City time?
There, I worked there for 3 years.
And 12 total?
12, yeah.
Okay. When you first started at the Galveston County Sheriff's Office, what did you do? What was your position?
I was corrections. I worked in pods. Yeah, just dealt with inmates in the pods.
And what do you currently do?
I work in the front lobby, deal with visitation, help them with that, assist them with the mail. That's pretty much it.
And how do the various shifts at the SO work? How many shifts are there?
There's 4. A, B, C, and D shift.
And what are the time frames for A through D?
A through D, so you got 6A, 6P, and 6P to 6A, 12-hour shifts.
Okay. So can you just kind of clarify, because you said there were 4 different shifts, but there's only 2 time frames. How does that work?
We have separate shifts. We have like 2 night shifts and 2 day shifts.
Okay. And do you work day shift or night shift?
I'm currently on night shift.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in during your time off.
Yes, sir.
As far as this case goes, you said you worked at the front desk. What are some of the duties you have working the front desk in the lobby?
You answer the phone, help them coordinate with that. You have visitation. You have to sort inmate mail. Sometimes you come across letters, like what I found today or that day. That's pretty much what it consists of for the most part.
And that's sort of what I want to get into. Can you kind of just describe the process of sorting through inmate mail?
So you have different things that inmates request. They might need shoes or something medically related.
They might be trying to go to law library or send something off to the court. For the most part, you have outgoing mail as well. You sort that, go through it, see if there's anything in it that seems important, that might need to be addressed. Sometimes you have people that are in fear of their life, and they might put that on there. They might say they're suicidal. It's kind of a way for them to say it without bringing it out in the pod because they're scared or whatever it may be.
Okay. So taking a half step back here, the inmate mail that you sort through, do you sort through mail that's coming from inmates going out into the free world? Do you sort free world mail coming into the jail, or do you sort mail between inmates, or all three?
I sort the mail that's going out from the inmates.
Okay. So if, in this case, did you receive a letter, or did you observe a letter while sorting through mail that was pertinent to this case?
Yes, sir.
And how was that addressed?
So when I found it, it was addressed anonymous. It was addressed to a supervisor. I read it, and it was mentioning that there was a possible drawing of a crime scene underneath an inmate's bunk. So I let my supervisor...
Let me pause you there for a second.
Yeah.
So a drawing of a crime
I want to
scene?
start with how it was addressed to anonymous or supervisor. Is that a standard way for inmates to sort of get your attention so that to read this letter that they're trying to tell you something?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
David, I'm going to show you what's been marked as States 481. Without getting into the contents of it, do you recognize it?
Yes, sir.
And just generally, what is it?
It was an inmate request. Well, inmate request via form. It basically was just trying to inform us of something that was going on.
And is this inmate request from that anonymous letter you were referring to earlier?
Yes, sir.
Now, does this appear to have been tampered or altered with in any way?
No, sir.
Is it a true and accurate copy of the inmate request form that you observed the night you first reviewed it?
Yes, sir.
Now, this time, State would move to admit States 481. Then into a closed counsel. No objection.
States 481 will be admitted.
And may I approach?
Yes.
So he diagrammed the crime scene under his bunk. He drew it on the bottom side of the bunk.
Okay, so Deputy, I'm going to ask you some kind of just basic questions here. What date was this written on?
That's some good handwriting.
April 18th, 2025.
And how was it addressed?
It's like
Sergeant.
better than Sarah Boone's.
And can you read the letter here?
Yes. Just want to inform you that Tara King, parentheses bunk 4, has a layout of the crime scene drawn out, and it even explains the naked body covered with towels on the floor. It is folded in a clear baggie. Also, she has a letter to her boyfriend where she wrote that she stands behind what he did and is kept in a tortilla bag. Both can be used as evidence.
Wow. Jailhouse snitch.
Now, in response to this anonymous claim, did you take any steps to investigate it?
Yes, sir.
What steps did you take?
I informed my supervisor of my finding of the letter, and he had me relieved. I actually went down to the pod to investigate myself, and I recovered some evidence that I felt would be important for the case, and I submitted that document.
Okay. Now, you said you searched it. I just want to make sure we go step by step and cover everything here, okay?
Yeah.
You were relieved where? The front desk?
The front desk, yes, sir.
And you have previous experience working in the pods?
Yes, sir.
Right. So did you go to search this bunk by yourself, or did you go with others?
I was by myself.
And whose bunk did you search?
Tara King.
And what generally did you find in that bunk?
During the search, anything that I felt, I would say it was important, but for sure that crime scene, and it looked like it was a layout of a house. And then there was, on the layout of the map, it looked like there were certain places where it was described she wrote like where certain things were at. And then there was also, I believe, a journal that I discovered, and it was talking about, her talking to the other guy involved in the case.
Okay, let me go ahead and pause you there.
Yes, sir.
Once you found all this evidence, what did you do with it?
From there, I went ahead and sealed it up, made sure that, first I put it in a bag, then I took it to booking and had it scanned to the detective that was over the case, and that was Detective Hudson. After that, I sealed it back up and put it in evidence bags and made sure to drop it off in an ID.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Deputy, I'm going to show you what has been marked as states 482. Do you recognize?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
That's the crime scene map that I found in her bunk.
And does it appear to have been tampered or altered with in any way?
No, sir.
Is it a fair and accurate depiction of the map that you discovered when you searched it?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, this time, state would move to admit states 482. No objection.
States 482 will be admitted.
No.
Yes.
So, Deputy, I'm going to start sort of broad to show the whole layout here, and then we'll zoom into various parts and see if we can read some of the writing that's on here. Does that sound fair to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, we see, what does this say here at the upper top?
Carport.
And are you able to tell what kind of room this would be here?
Looks like a living room.
Now, over here at the carport, does that appear to, how do you read that right there?
We were here. Something said something before that.
Maybe where we were waiting?
Where we were, yes, sir.
And what room does this appear to be kind of on the other side of this living room?
Front room, some kind of bedroom.
And what rooms, since it says stove and things like that, what room would this appear to be?
Kitchen.
It's a lot of handwriting on there.
And now here where it says my bed, whose room does this appear to be?
I believe that would be Tara King.
And then next door we see, looks like the layout of another bed and a closet. What room does that appear to be?
And she drew a map to the crime scene.
Does it appear to be another bedroom?
It does.
And then we see a back porch here.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to zoom in now, sort of on top of this utility room going to the back porch. What does this read up here, if you can tell?
Between barricade before we left.
So, maybe back door barricade?
Yeah, back door barricade. I'm sorry.
Back door barricade before we left.
Yes, sir.
Now zooming down to what appears to be Miss King's bedroom. What does it say here?
Percy.
Maybe slept? S-L-E-P-T?
Yes, I see it now. Slept. Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to reorientate this for a second to try to get this writing legible. What does this say right here?
Where it happened.
And what is this pointing to?
Looks like it appears with a head.
And a circle?
Yes, sir.
And now does this read, Percy covers her with towels, so I didn't see her?
Yes, sir.
No objection
And
on
it
leaving.
fell off bed, the towels would be messed up.
Yes, sir.
This was found in Tara's jail cell.
Okay, so Deputy, after this search that you performed in the jail, did you have any other interaction in this case? Pass it.
Right here.
No questions.
Thank you, sir. You may step down.
No
Next
questions.
witness.
The state call Sergeant Larry Williamson.
Larry Williamson, next witness up. Do we need a break? Nope. That was not the plan. That was a key, a map to the crime scene after the fact, with the body positions, where they hid. Everything's on there. Got Celebrate coming up, so this might be interesting.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Will you please state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Larry Williamson. Larry, Larry, Williamson, Williamson.
And how are you currently employed?
I'm currently employed by the Galveston County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with the Galveston County Sheriff's Office?
I've been with the Galveston County Sheriff's Office approximately 8 months.
Now, is 8 months the entirety of your law enforcement career?
No, ma'am.
How long has your law enforcement career been?
Just over 22 years.
In order to become a peace officer, what sort of training and experience did you have to have?
To be a basic peace officer, you have to go to a basic police officer academy, which is normally around 6 months or so, and get certified there, take a state exam to get TCOR certified, and then find a job, find an employer so they can hold your certification.
And you said it was 22 years ago that you began your law enforcement career?
Yes, ma'am, approximately.
Was there anything you were doing prior to becoming in law enforcement?
Yes, ma'am. From 1998 to 2002, I served in the United States Marine Corps. I did some tours overseas. I was on the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit and did some things with Fast Company.
I'm going to ask you to pull your microphone just a little bit closer to you to make sure our court reporter can grab it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So once you went through academy and that state exam, what was the first position you held as a law enforcement officer?
I was employed by the Kemo Police Department starting in 2003.
What role did you have at the Kemo Police Department?
Initially, they hired me on as a telecommunications operator, pending October 1st, having an officer position open. So my first position, I was a telecommunications operator, and then October 1 of that year, they swore me in as a peace officer.
And were you on patrol or something else?
While at Kemo Police Department, I was on patrol, and I was on patrol from 2003 until 2008.
After leaving the Kemo Police Department, where did you go next?
I went to the Texas City Police Department.
Was that also in 2008?
Yes, ma'am.
At the Texas City Police Department, what role did you go into?
I started at Texas Police Department on patrol, but thereafter, from 2009 to 2010, I enlisted into the United States Army, and I went to Iraq from 2009 to 2010, or 2010.
In 2010, when you returned, where did you go from there?
From there, I returned back to patrol. I don't remember how long exactly I was there. I guess approximately 2 years. I was there for about 2 more years. And then from 2013 to 2014, I deployed to Afghanistan.
Thank you for your service.
Now, in 2014, when you returned from Afghanistan, what role did you go to?
When I returned from Afghanistan, I went into the crime scene unit, where I spent the next 4 years or so.
What is different from the crime scene unit versus, say, patrol?
As a patrolman, we show up, we're the first responders, we'll assess things, we'll start calling for ambulances or calling for help, getting crime scene tape and stuff set up, conducting interviews with people, or at least getting names. And depending on the crime, like we're speaking of today, it would be set up perimeter up and get a log started for people coming into it.
He gets very quiet at the end of his answers.
Crime scene is quite a bit different. We come in after something bad has happened, and in that I could be doing photos, collecting DNA, doing shooting reconstruction, or all of the above.
You stated you were in crime scene for approximately 4 years?
Yes, ma'am.
So where did you go after crime scene?
After I was at crime scene, I was a detective for the Texas City Police Department.
And just briefly, what's a detective?
A detective ends up being the coordinator over major crime scenes. So as a detective, you're in charge of everything. You get there, the patrol's already going to be there. You'll either request crime scene or they'll show up, but you are the manager of the crime scene. You're in charge of everything, what people do and don't do, or anything above. That's your responsibility. You may be conducting interviews or watching interviews of other people, or just in general controlling that crime scene.
How long was it that you were in CID or a detective at Texas City?
I was a detective at Texas City for 2 years.
And did you go anywhere, or obviously you went somewhere, where did you go after Texas City?
When I was at the Texas City Police Department, I had an opportunity to apply with the Galveston County Sheriff's Office as a detective and lateral over into major crimes. So I left the Texas City Police Department in March of this year. I had a whole day off of retirement, and then I returned back to duty with the Galveston County Sheriff's Office.
And what was your first role at the Galveston County Sheriff's Office?
I was a major crimes detective, and as a major crimes detective, you could be working anything, but mainly some homicide, sexual assaults, violent crimes, shootings, or anything in between.
And are you still in the major crimes detective role at the Galveston County Sheriff's Office?
No, ma'am. Approximately 2 weeks ago, they moved me into the training coordinator's position. So currently, I'm the sergeant overtraining.
What sort of, if I asked you to give me kind of the highlight reel of some of your extra training or experience that was pertinent to this case, what would you tell me?
For this one specifically, I am a certified Celebrate operator and a Celebrate physical analyst operator.
What is Celebrate?
Celebrate is a digital extraction program that we use to obtain digital extraction from cellular phones and other devices.
When you say digital extraction, in the most kind of basic terms you can give us, what is a digital extraction?
The digital extraction is that we will extract the data off of the phone. So all the data which is coming off is in letters and numbers, something that's not readable, and we'll put it inside the physical analyzer, which is on the same machine. Put it through the physical analyzer, and it will give us a readable output that we can look at with our human eye, as we do with the cell phone that we pick up and use in our hands right now.
And what times or what occurrences are you able to utilize Celebrate to do a digital download of a phone?
To do a digital download of a phone, you have to have consent or a search warrant at least.
And just in general terms, before we start talking about the case we have here, you said you plug it in and then it gets into a readable format in the analyzer, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What does that readable format look like? What would you see like with your naked eye?
Oh, it would be just as we do normally. We see our text messages, our pictures, our any phone calls, received calls, applications, and things that occur with those applications.
Now, when you do a digital download of a cellular device, does every single thing on the phone show up in the analyzer, or sometimes it's something different?
The analyzer will pull the data that it picks up and parses it out into specific fields, being videos, pictures, text messages, phone calls, things like that. Sometimes the rest of that data just gets stored as bulk data inside the phone.
Now, if somebody has say, deleted something on a phone, is that able to be picked up by Celebrite, or sometimes or never?
Sometimes we can pick up those files. It depends on how long it's been deleted for, and if that space has been allocated for something else and it's been removed in order to make a room for a new, say, a new photo or something like that.
You also talked about the Celebrite download will show you applications on the phone, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, does it also give you all of the data within those applications, or are there some applications that withhold that information from things like a digital download?
We can see some of the data from some of the applications, some of the more sophisticated applications or the encrypted ones. A great example would be a WhatsApp application is encrypted and protects a lot of that data, so we do not get that from the phones.
So if there was messages on something encrypted, you said like WhatsApp, those messages wouldn't necessarily appear in the cell phone download, correct?
No, ma'am. Yes, correct.
And do you have any knowledge as to whether or not you can get those messages from WhatsApp directly?
You can attempt to get those messages from WhatsApp, but normally they will tell you no, they do not possess them, and or they've already been deleted.
So once you have a digital download of a phone, how do you go through it, or does somebody else go through the phone?
It depends on the investigator is normally the one that goes through the phone. Sometimes I'll be requested to go through a phone because they can't find something. Maybe we need to dig a little deeper, put a little more time in it. Or the physical analyzer that I was speaking of that parses out that data allows me to do different things inside of it than whenever I produce a report.
Now, I want to bring your attention to the early parts of 2025. I believe you stated you moved over to Galveston County in March of 2025. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, do you have any knowledge as to whether this case happened before or after your employment with the Galveston County Sheriff's Office?
This case happened before my employment with the Galveston County Sheriff's Office.
But did a time come that you were asked to become involved with this case?
Yes, there was.
When was that?
That was my second day at work. On two events, I was asked to become part of the case. When I arrived at the Galveston County Sheriff's Office, during that time, I was the only one in the office that was certified to do the Celebrite extractions. So on day two, my lieutenant walked me in and showed me the computers in the room and said, "Hey, here's this."
So tell me what anyone else said.
Let's take it. Oh yes, I was directed towards the forensic room. As I go in there, there's several phones inside there that need to be extracted, and they are from this specific case.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Sergeant Williamson, I'm handing you what's been admitted as case 100 and 101. Do you recognize these documents?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are these documents? What's 100 and 101?
These are search warrants for Tara's phone and for Uriah's phone.
Earlier you stated that in order to do a phone dump or a digital download, you either need consent or a search warrant, correct?
That's correct.
Is there a time when you don't need either of those?
Yes, there is.
When is that?
When someone is deceased and no one else has any kind of priority over that phone.
And is that because a living individual has their rights to privacy, and once somebody is deceased, that has changed?
That's correct.
Okay. Overall, how many phone extractions did you complete involving this case?
4 phone extractions.
And do you recall what those were?
I did Tammy Keaton's cellular phone, did Uriah's cellular phone, Tara's cellular phone, one being an Android, and a second phone that was an iPhone.
Does have some John Travolta looks about him.
Sorry, didn't catch that last part. The second phone that what?
Tara's phone was Tara had 2 phones. One was a Motorola Edge, and she had a second phone that was an iPhone.
Okay, thank you.
When you do a forensic download on a phone, is that a small amount of data or a large amount of data, or does it depend?
It depends on the size of the phone and how much data someone has stored inside of it.
How much use?
And is the process the same whether or not it is, since you mentioned Tara had an iPhone and an Android, is the process the same when you're approaching those two different types of devices?
Yes and no.
Will you explain that?
Because of the setup of the iPhones and the Androids, just setting the phone up in order to do the digital extractions is a little bit different. If you have a warrant and you're actually inside of the phone, you have to get there and set the settings and allow it to bridge through the ADB or to debug so you can bridge to it and draw that data over with the Motorola type phones or Android phones. With the iPhones, they're a little more secure, and often that you have to go in there and it's a little bit less to do, but you also have to open up accessories and give permission to the phone for the program to start extracting things. However, sometimes you can do a before first unlock on the phone, and we will plug the phone in and it will start drawing a small amount of data, which is normally would be a logical extraction of data. You're getting a very small amount of data.
Give me a second. Let me see if I can fix something here.
Now, you said that you're a certified analyzer, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, for a layperson, if they plugged in Celebrite, is it pretty self-explanatory, or is it a little bit complicated to sort through?
One story inside the analyzer, ma'am? Could you be more specific?
Of course. If you handed me a Celebrite phone dump and I plugged it in, how easy would it be for me to find specific data? Or is it easier if it's pulled out in certain ways?
It is easier if it's pulled out in certain ways.
Now, when you are analyzing a phone and pulling things out, how is it that you pull that data out in a more readable way?
There's several different ways. On the Celebrite app specifically, you can extract that information as an HTML file, as a Word document, as a PDF, and a CSV, and through Excel. Normally I will do it as a Word document and or an HTML. That being said, it's also easier to read. I'll normally break it up into sections and put it inside of a PowerPoint when I'm getting ready to present the evidence.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness? Yes.
I'm sorry.
Sergeant, I'm handing you what's been marked as leads 478 and 480. Please look at these and let me know if you recognize these items.
Defense has not kept anything out. It's all
These
come in.
are going to be my extractions and the data inside here is data that I put inside these USBs.
Right. And do they appear to have been altered with or changed in any way?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, statements to admit states 478 and 480.
Okay.
478 and 480 will be admitted.
And may I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
All right, Sergeant, when we're looking at this USB, when I first open it, can you explain in general what it is that we're looking at? What part is the phone dump versus what part are things that you've pulled out for readability?
Yes. At the top of the list where it says, the T-King cell is going to be the cellular extraction of her phone.
I'm going to click on that so we can kind of walk through that as well.
Inside there, we're going to have two different extractions, one being a before first unlock, and the other one being a full file system, which is the largest one we can get and the one that we want so we can pull the most data.
So when I open up that, you said was the full file system?
Full file system, yes, ma'am.
What is within this full file system?
Inside the full file system will be all the data that the cellular program, or that the extraction program pulled from the phone. In addition to that, it's also going to contain everything that was also in the before first unlock. The before first unlock being a smaller amount. And then when I do a full file system, I get all the before first unlock data and everything else with it.
Is it fair to say that all of the data you were able to pull off of Tammy King's phone is inside this folder?
Yes.
But is this the easiest way to view it?
It is not.
We're back on this page. What are we looking at?
On this here, I was requested by the primary detective and Angie to go through these stuff.
It's a PowerPoint.
Just for the record, it's Angie, Detective Hudson.
Detective Hudson.
It's a PowerPoint.
Detective Hudson.
I can smell it.
Cell phones in her behalf and find the data side phones. What I was specifically looking for is everything that occurred after we believed that Tammy King was deceased.
And what portion of which folder of this is kind of the first thing of note to you?
Are we talking about in this order? Is there now or?
What was the first thing that you pulled from Miss King's phone?
The first thing I pulled from her phone were financial records. I pulled things from Cash App and to see what money was moved after a certain time of that morning on February 5th.
And do we have any of those in your pullouts?
They'll be on the PowerPoint.
Yep, I can smell it. Terrible use of a PowerPoint, I think.
Will you let the jury know what we are looking at? Sorry.
Yes. This first page here, if we were to give you the program and let you look into it, read it, which was going to be on these files here, be the Cellbrite Reader, then I take a picture of the face page so we can verify all the data on the phone. That it is her phone and it's real.
I want to zoom in really quick on the type of phone that Miss King had.
Miss King's phone was a Moto G Stylus 5G, so an Android type phone.
Your Honor, may I approach the exhibits?
Yes.
All right, Sergeant, I'm showing you what's been admitted as States 476. Will you let me know what States 476 is depicting?
This is Tammy King's cellular device.
And does this cellular device that we see in States 476 match the device that is up on the screen in States 478?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
So is it fair to say this is the cell phone that you dumped belonging to Miss Tammy King?
That's correct.
On this screen, before we get into more of the information, what all is depicted on this kind of page of Celebrate?
On this page specifically, as I previously stated, we're looking at the data details of the phone. On the left-hand side gives us the information of the dashboard, a timeline, analyze data, and you can do it as a file system and do the files independently and not as a graphical interface, and locations, if they have the locations turned on, and then the insights is anything that may be attached to the phone yet or something like that.
And moving to the next slide, we see there's some difference on the left. Can you explain what that is for us?
Yes. So normally when I go through a phone, I will go to the Analyze Data button that's on the left-hand side, and I'll expand it. And it starts to give me, as you can see there, applications, calendar, calls, contact, device, financial purchases, the media, which will be your photos and videos, network connections, search and web, social media, and down through there's the user account details. And if you could scroll up, ma'am.
Scroll up?
Yes, I want to see the very bottom.
Oh, I apologize.
And
that would be
just
scrolling
to point out, we're talking about how much data will be on the phone. all the files are 318,000, over 318,000 files.
So would this be considered a larger phone dump or smaller or somewhere in the middle?
Somewhere in the middle.
I have that many emails.
All right. Will you tell Jerry what we're looking at here?
What I did here was, after I went to analyze data, I went down to finance and purchases and to transfers, and I was specifically looking for cash out transfers.
And what, if anything, were you observing or documenting here?
I was documenting that these purchases or these transfers were made after the death of Tammy King.
And what time were these transfers occurring?
Can we go up one page now to, there's a page before this one?
The page before this one?
Yes, ma'am.
We're at the top.
And can you make it smaller so I can see the values of so I can see the prices?
Yeah.
Before they were taken out of there. Is there one more page before this one?
Nope, that's the first page.
Okay, we got that page. Thank you. What I was observing on here is that it's February 5th, 2025. There's incoming transfers coming in as late as 2:49 p.m. And I can't see that amount now. $200. The transfers from Tammy King to Tammy King's Cash App account.
And what do you mean by from Tammy King to Tammy King's Cash App account?
They're internal transfers where she's moving money from her either her Wells Fargo or Chase account and into her Cash App account. And there becomes a point here at 8 p.m. that this money starts moving from Tammy King's phone to Terry's phone.
And at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, February 5th, is Miss King already deceased?
Yes.
And are Tara and Uriah still at the home in Bay Cliff, or have they moved?
I do not recall.
No problem. Moving to this next slide, what is it we're looking at?
Again, we're looking at more transfers of money from Tammy King, internal transfers from Tammy King to her Cash App account. And these here, I couldn't, these are going to be where they logged on to the Chase account and they're doing logins, and it shows the activity of every login that was made to Chase. And above that, also a Zelle application was installed on the phone.
And now, when was the Zelle application installed on the phone?
On February 5th, 2025, February 5th, 2025 at 11:08 p.m. Very soon after Ms. King had been deceased.
And at the bottom, where are those Chase Bank web searches?
You're saying
what time? I apologize.
They are starting at 12 a.m. on the 6th and going through. Do we scroll up a little bit now? Or scroll down? And then stopping also on the 6th.
Now,
pretty consecutively together.
Now it says UTC plus 0. What are we talking about?
UTC plus 0 is going to be universal time, and we have to minus 6 hours on that.
Okay, so knowing that we need to convert into Central Standard Time, let's use this bottom highlighted one for example. What date and time would this have been?
This would have been 6:11 a.m.
Would it be AM or PM?
He answered it incorrectly.
On the 6th or on the 5th?
On the 5th.
And same question up here, what date and time would that top one be for Zelle?
That would have been at 5:08 p.m.
On the 5th?
On the 5th.
I apologize for making you do math. before I zoom in so that we can see this, what are we looking at here?
This is going to be a message from Tammy King to Terry.
And just in general, why does it look like this? What type of image are we looking at?
In this case here, I went into Celebrite and I selected all the messages that were sent to her after she would have been deceased, or sent to him after he'd been deceased, or conversations, and I did it in a Word format.
If I zoom in again,
and you use the worst
which
colors
of these
ever.
numbers would be Tammy's?
Green or blue?
Tammy's number is 281508.
We know this bottom number belonged to whom?
Terry Utman.
And you're our mayor first. Yes. I'm going to hand you what's been marked as 64 through 72. These exhibits have already been admitted. Do you recognize what these are?
Yes, these will be from Tammy King's service phone.
And do you know who she's having this conversation with?
Terry King.
Terry.
Oh, Terry.
Oh, and do the screenshots held within 64 through 72? Do those match the screenshot or the images and data you were able to collect from Tammy's phone?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I was incorrect in my previous statement. This message is when Tammy's still alive.
Okay. But it is the messages contained within that same set of images?
Yes, ma'am.
And as we move forward, I'm not going to go through all of them, but are these more of those same messages that we have the actual screenshots from in 64 through 72?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this just documenting that these same messages, we can confirm that they are true because they are also within the data on Ms. King's phone, correct?
That's correct. The way I validate the data on the phones is I compare it to the data inside the phone. It's my validation process.
Having tech issues today. I'm going to skip ahead a little through the messages with Mr. Utton because we do have those other screenshots. Man, having real tech savvy issues today, I apologize.
It's more than just tech issues.
We're going to give you a chance
we
to
can't see jack
sort
squat.
that out. And it is noon. I understand we've received a request for the jury to have an extended lunch today. So we will be back at 1:30, ready to start up. I'm going to urge you to please remember the orders that I have issued. Do not discuss the case.
The
Do
jury
not read
could
the
request an
case.
extended
Do
lunch.
not read anything about the case. Go, enjoy the day, enjoy your lunch, and we'll see you back at 1:30.
All right, for the jury.
The jury has requested an extended lunch. They've also requested lobster for lunch, so I'm not sure how that works, but all right, we are nearly caught up. We are on today's happenings, but extended lunch, we're about 2 hours behind. I think, oh man, we are not going to be able to catch up tonight before the podcast. I think this might be a good place to break, even though it's a teensy bit early. Then we can catch up all the way on Monday. Does that work? We were so close to getting caught up. No, I don't know if they requested lobster. They requested an extended lunch. 2 times. He's so quiet. It's just quiet and fast, and we can't hear him. It's only Thursday. So yeah, we're gonna catch up tomorrow then. Sorry, I said Monday. We have a podcast tonight, and I've got a couple things that I need to get done today as well before the sun goes down. I did get the tool thingy, the calipers, digital calipers, so I can measure the thickness of the glass pieces that were in my window, so I can get the glass ordered. And I might have to drive an hour and a half this weekend to the East Coast, literally the ocean, with the screen door, with the door, drop it off, and then have them fix it and bring it back. But first I have to get them the size of the glass so they can get it ready. So yes, podcast tonight. We've actually got the podcast already up. It's ready and waiting. We'll make a portal to it so that if in case you have not found your way there before and are worried about being able to navigate to the podcast, you can just click the like button here and then make the trip with the rest of us when we go live at 8 o'clock tonight. Thomas and I will be on. First things first. We're going to be giving away memberships tonight. Thomas already gave away 10. I'm going to be giving away 10. And if you want to win, then you have to be here. It helps to be here early. It really does. Are you getting unbreakable glass? No, we're getting tempered glass again because for safety reasons. If the glass does break, you don't want to have shards that pierce somebody. You'd rather have just stuff that cuts your feet a little bit when you step on it. I guess that's the better thing. Tempered is better. I could probably do with tempered and reinforced, which is like a windshield. So you don't, but that's super expensive. Bulletproof glass, no. It's Lee, you have to see my house. It was built by a guy who built it with his own 3 hands back in 1915. It would be the only thing that's bulletproof on my house. Road trip stream, possibly out to the beach. Maybe some metal detecting. What do you think? Metal detecting for this weekend? Let's see. Dare I suggest you stream the drive? No, I would be driving right down through the area where they're doing the manhunt. That's basically my path to the beach is the area that the manhunt is going on. We can start early tomorrow for sure to get all the way caught up. And we can also speed things up. Even if we don't start early tomorrow, we're basically just with the breaks, by skipping the breaks, we'll be caught up by the end of tomorrow. Plus we can go just a little bit later. It should be fine. Yes to metal detecting. That means I need to charge some metal detectors. I repaired a lot of our 1844 glass panes at my old house. I've got glass inside the house that I need to replace in some of our interior doors where the kids have broken it out, and that was 0.1 inches thick. And then the tempered glass is 0.17 inches thick, which doesn't really match up to any size they make nowadays. So I've got to figure it out. Manhunt here in North Carolina, yes. A case that seems ripped from the headlines of this trial. A young man who's accused of killing his grandma and going on the run. He was confronted at, I believe, McDonald's, a fast food restaurant, by a police officer. He stabbed the officer and escaped and has been on the run ever since. How heavy is a metal detector? Depends on the model. I would say that if you are asking because you have, say, shoulder or elbow issues, it's probably going to be too heavy to use comfortably for an extended period of time without a sling, a support sling that distributes the weight to your body. Then it becomes a lot easier. But I'm actually working on an invention, believe it or not, that would allow people to metal detect without having to swing the metal detector back and forth. I'm seriously, I've got ideas here, and I just need someone to prototype it and a really good patent attorney, and then we'll all be in the money. Light metal detector, I'd say get a XP-ORX, super light. It's sort of like coil heavy, but it's a very lightweight detector. You can swing it all day long and feel good. Some of the bigger detectors, like the Equinox Manticore or the 800 or the 900, the Nox 800 and 900. I have the 800. They can get pretty heavy. And then if you're swinging them underwater as well, the resistance of the water that'll wear you out pretty quick. The manhunt guy has great hair, man bun and all. Have you seen his eyes? The manhunt guy, I'll see if I can find a picture, maybe for the podcast tonight. But the guy that they're looking for here in North Carolina, who allegedly committed the crimes that I listed there, has amazing eyes. My wife looked at it and said, "Have you seen this guy's eyes?" I'm like, yeah. So they'll reach out and peep at you. They're really good. All right. Anything else we need to cover today? Invent one. Yes, Josh. I'm with you. Honestly. Now, you might need a wheelchair that can handle the beach, but if you can get to the beach, I'm with you on the metal detecting for wheelchairs. I honestly think that there is a pretty good market there that could justify this sort of invention. It's not going to be the absolute cheapest thing out there, but I'd love to, for our friends who navigate life in a wheelchair, I'd love to be able to take metal detecting to them because it's a fantastic hobby. I already have a beach chair. There you go. You're good. All right. I have some polls to get you on the Shark Tank. I have no business plan, no sales, no sales model. I don't even have a prototype yet. I just have an idea, and it's a dang good one. So, Carolina Beach have special mats they can place on sand for that. Cool. Manhunt is pretty relevant for a not relevant podcast. Yes, but his eye color, that's not as relevant, I guess, unless you spot him. Podcast is in 3.5 hours. We're going to portal to it so you can like it and then ring the bell and be notified when we start. But we'll start at 8 p.m. right here on this channel. If you haven't been here before, let me do 2 things for you. First of all, I'm reminding you right now, be here 8 o'clock at the podcast. Second of all, I'm sorry in advance. If I somehow built it up to be something that was amazing and incredible that you definitely don't want to miss, I apologize. It's not. At least it's not often that. Sometimes it is. It is a lot of fun. It is live. We do love the interaction we have with all of you. A few people regret showing up. I have to tell you that up front. I have to tell you, a few people have unsubscribed to the entire channel because of the podcast, and that's all right as well. But we have a little bit of fun. It is a little bit later at night, so a couple of you might have imbibed a little bit, and chat gets a little crazy. I'm not going to point to any fingers. I'm just saying it happens. But the podcast is a blast. We have a lot of fun doing it. It's honestly the highlight of my week. I appreciate Thomas. He's a great friend. He puts in a ton of work for that to happen in his busy life, and just it's great fun. It's great to just hang out and talk with him and have you all there. And it's RA After Dark. That's what it is. So, all right. Anything else we need to cover? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Josh, let me ask you, the case with what's his name from Tennessee that we needed to record that I have, do I need that for any reason? Or was it a nothing burger? He didn't confirm or deny a stream this weekend. I didn't. That's because I have to check with the missus to see what her plans are. But I'm pretty sure if I say I'm fixing the door, that would increase the odds. But I also know we have to take our car into the shop. I don't know, something about an engine mount. It sounds important. I don't know what it does. But Miss RA is convinced that it's the engine mount that needs a little bit of work. And if that gets in the way, then nothing happens. The door doesn't go anywhere. So, all right. I think that's all. That's it. Hello. Oh, the Ohio one. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know why I said Tennessee. Do I need to save the Ohio one? Is that a watch? Is that a must watch? Red Pen, thank you so much for your help. I loved all the pins today. You did great work. As did all the mods. Thank you. I'm actually swinging my legs on my chair. It's so fun. It's like a kid at the candy store, kicking my legs at the counter. I would personally, but that's just me. Engine mount is pretty serious. Engine will fall out if any mount rusts out. I don't want that to happen. Josh is like, what am I, chopped liver? Yes, both of you did great. I appreciate it. Amber, thank you very, very much for the Festivus poll. I have to tell you, I added the sticker to it. You can't see what it says, but it does say, in fact, Happy Festivus right there. You see this? So Festivus poll is ready. It is now 9 inches tall instead of the 4.5 that it used to be. I got that fixed. And hopefully it'll stay that way. All right. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better. Please stay safe. To go live again tonight, 8 p.m. Podcast will have a geography lesson. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail my own podcast. All right, sounds good. You guys have a... Thank you, Purple. Appreciate that. Have a great night. We'll see you tonight. Bye-bye.
Because he's the guy.
That is the wrong picture.